Alright, so with only 3 days left in Season 7, I wanted to reflect on what people enjoyed the most from this season. In other words, what will you miss most from Season 7? So I went to Twitter and I asked all my followers what they would miss most about Season 7. Now this is not my list, maybe I'll do a separate video on that. This is what my community is going to miss, or I guess what they won't miss as well. So this is the tweet that I put out. I said, what, if anything, will you miss most from Fortnite Season 7? If you have multiple things, still let me know. So I tweeted this at 8:41 this morning. I gave people a chance to respond. Let's take a look at some of them and we'll talk about it as well. So Ricky says, being abducted by the aliens to the Mothership. And that's a good one. I mean, there's that mini game up there where you can get your own loot, and it's just an all-around fun experience. At first, people were kind of put off by the idea of being transported off the map, but I think a lot of people really enjoyed this feature. It was basically a built-in minigame to acquire better loot. And it was actually pretty rewarding. So that's a good answer, Ricky. I like that. Star Wars Man says, I will miss the railgun, recon scanner, pulse rifle, buffed, legendary Chimera ray gun, and the pulse cannon. Actually, I won't miss the UFOs. They were annoying. Okay, so he pretty much listed almost every new weapon that was in Season 7, but he doesn't want the UFOs to stick around. Wild West Daniel says, Grabatron, inflatable, ray gun, Grabatron again, UFOs. He loved the Grabatron so much he put it twice. I love it. Megan, let's see what she says. Recon scanner, the intense IO music that gives me anxiety, and I hear Dr. Sloan say something like, aha, what a thrill. The color scheme, that's interesting. And I'm not going to say chickens because Epic better not get rid of the chickens. Oh, but I will miss alien chickens because they're hilarious. That is awesome, Megan. Absolutely awesome. I will agree with the chicken comment. When I first saw one of those infected alien chickens poop out an alien parasite egg, I laughed so hard. It was awesome. What else we got? Boss Gaming and Tutorials says, the amazing and annoying vehicle UFO. And also the Chimera ray gun and railgun with, I mean, all guns of IO and alien, and also corny complex with the Mothership above. Okay. So I would agree with Chimera ray gun. That, in my opinion, is one of the best guns in the game. I know most people hate it, but I could make a montage of how many people I have absolutely melted with any version of the ray gun. I pick up the blue one, even. It's incredible. Roman says, maybe recons and railguns, they're the only thing that came out this season that I constantly use. Yeah, that's a good and fair point. A lot of people love that combo. It's a little overpowered. Victoria says, I'm not even that big of a fan of the theme. I just hope next season has enough weird new things coming and going. I want wildlife and NPCs to stay and expand, but they didn't originate in this season. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were going to bring back NPCs again. I don't think they're going to go anywhere anytime soon. And wildlife, I do believe, will be returning as well. Marnie Moose. Nice name. It says, the weapon variety and the UFOs. The weapons this season were so good. Felt like Chapter 2 Season 6, but they did it better. The UFOs were also a cool addition, even though they were annoying at some parts. I think that about sums up UFOs. Nice addition, could be annoying, great mobility, somewhat decent weapons, and most people probably enjoyed them. Next, Mr. Electric says, honestly, I'm going to miss the entire loot pool. I worry that all alien and IO weapons will be vaulted, and I'm going to miss them. Like the Grabatron, inflatable, saucers, railguns, etc. And the storyline was amazing this season, and I hope they continue that next season. I'm a little worried about that too, that all these cool new gadgets are going to be vaulted. But we'll see. I don't know. King Alexi says, I will definitely miss the cosmic chest. Cough, cough. I hope that's sarcasm, which I think it is, because even though it was a nice addition, the fact that you couldn't do it in solos just drove me crazy. And the fact that you had to rely on these for all the alien artifacts after you collected the ones on the map was just ridiculous. I was not a fan of that feature, but I'm going to cover that in a separate video. Good point, though. Luck just says the Grabatron. Aces says the whole season, if I'm being honest. It was a fresh season. Skins are fire. Battle Pass is solid. Storyline and updates consistent. Seasons like this keep me excited about the future of the game. Great point. All good things you mentioned in that. Devin says goodbye, Railgun. See ya never. Bashbuster says railgun, plasma cannon, and especially the pulse rifle. Ooh, that's a hard pass for me. I hate the pulse rifle. You would think I would enjoy it because it's supposed to reward accuracy, but every time I used it, it would just get me annihilated. Jinky Ya says, I will miss the alien weapons and the parasites. I hope they take away Sloane's rifle. She has aimbot Isn't that the truth? I can't tell you how many times I've died to Dr. Sloan in about 3 hits. It's like pop, 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 dead. I hated that. Corn Cob says, if they end up taking them away, vending machines. Yeah, that's a good point. I haven't seen anyone mention the vending machines. Looney Flick says, I will not miss much. I don't like the guns or UFOs this season, but I kind of like the plasma cannon. I agree there. Plasma cannon, one of my favorite IO weapons in the game. Phantom says, not being able to max out Chimera, they shouldn't have made you play co-op to complete him. I agree wholeheartedly, and like I said, I'll be doing a video about that. Dino RBX says, corny complex, the cows, the radar dishes, and the alien weapons, like the radar launcher and the railgun. The radar launcher. Radar launcher. I think he meant recon launcher there. Robo Madster says, plasma cannon. No one can escape it. I love it. Yeah, true story, amazing weapon, especially at the end game. I pick these up every time. You can annihilate sweats with these. The Haynes says, since the buff, I'm going to miss the pulse rifle now. After learning to use it, the railgun, and for the sky bases, I'll miss the inflatable. That's actually a solid point. I coupled the inflatable with the UFO. So if someone shot you down, you could just bail, deploy the inflatable, and you're free. Mary says, the gulag, or the minigame, whatever you can call it. It was so fun and so good, I almost always got purple or better loot. Yeah, we touched on this. That is a great addition to this season. Super unique. First time we've ever had anything like that. It wasn't really a gulag, but I hope they implement that one day. Grease Nugget says, there's loads of things, but the one thing that comes to mind is the fun content the whole time playing Season 7. This is by far the best season in Chapter 2. Ooh, a bold statement. The UFOs are fun to play with, the funny glitches in the season, and if the battle stars go away, I'll miss that. Also, the alien guns and Sloan's rifle, I'm in love with that gun. My favorite gun by far. But also the railgun is my favorite too. It's hard to pick. You got a lot of favorites there. Rubik's Gaming says pretty much everything. This was one of the best seasons. Fish's Burner says nothing. Absolutely nothing. He did not like this season, apparently. Matt says the railgun, but I'm hoping next season they involve the heavy sniper. Baked says I can't pick one thing because I hated everything. So happy this season is almost over. Got bored about 10 days in. It's weird to see the differing opinions. Maybe I'll have to make my own thoughts and opinions on this season and what I liked and what I didn't like. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that. So we got a lot of inflatables, abductors, railguns, lots of same comments here. Mostly everyone loved the new weapons. That's great to hear. My friend FN Assist, he says the UFO vehicles, plasma cannon, railgun, and recon scanner. And then in parentheses, hopefully they stay. Unique map changes throughout the season and constant story and updates. Parentheses, also hope we get more of that. Amen to all that. This guy says, hi Tabor, tomorrow's my birthday and I hope we can play together or shout me out in a vid if possible. Well, there you go, Darius. Happy early birthday. So it sounds like most people will miss the minigame, the new weapons, and potentially the UFOs. Let's just do a few more. Oh, here's Kai. He says UFOs and railguns. Love those things. Of course Kai would be camping in a UFO with a railgun. Are you kidding me, Kai? No says the vibe of the game. Bilal says I'll miss the recon scanner because it's an awesome equipment and a must-use, parentheses, free and legit aimbot. Also the UFOs cause easy rotations and are very practical for quickly finishing quests. True story. Bacon says I will not miss the artifact. Amen to that. Cyrus says I won't miss anything. Looks like it's Cyrus's birthday. Happy birthday, Cyrus. Mr. Big J out here says so many things as it's been a truly amazing season. But there is one thing I won't miss, and that is the absolute nightmare of the Mothership blocking out sunlight when trying to take a thumbnail picture. I'm sure you can understand this, dude. Ha! That's a solid point. And IO Agent says, and then they add a haze to the sky. Boom! That guy rage quit. I like it. Railguns, nothing. Inflatable, nothing. Nothing. The cow, the season itself, don't go. Grabatron, flying strategy. Raymond says, I would honestly miss having that very powerful sniper and just using the UFO and going into the Mothership and getting purple or gold weapons and seeing all of the old locations that were in the Mothership too. That was awesome. But we will see what Season 8 brings us to. Rip Railgun, Railgun. What about you? He says inflatables, everything. Let's go down to the very end. Let's see what the last few comments say. A lot of inflatables again. Cow, this must be it. MM Marvel ends us with the abductors 100%. So there you go. That's what my community will miss about Season 7. Let me know in the comments. Do you agree with what most people said. As I mentioned earlier, it appears that most of my fan base, at least, are going to miss all the brand new weapons if they do get vaulted, the abduction minigame where you could get your loot, and the UFOs themselves. Interesting list, but what I've learned myself is that I need to do my own thoughts and opinions on what I thought about Season 7. So stay tuned for that. I'll see if I can do an end of season review. First time I've ever done something like that. We'll talk about it. There you go. That's all there is to it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. A like is always appreciated. And don't forget to use my Support-A-Creator code, which is Tabor time.